Hello, family and friends. How are you today? Welcome to another strategy session with Praise for Where. I'm super excited to be joining you once again. Well, today we are going into another topic which you have sent in. Someone actually sent this in and asked me to respond to it. How do you handle a silent spouse without going crazy? Okay, I understand how tough that can be for many of us who are married to a silent or a quiet spouse. Now, you wonder what it means when you get married to someone and the home looks like a ghost center or you're perpetually on quiet time mode. It can be very frustrating when you want to be the chatterbox and you want to go out and you have this person who never likes to go out. They don't like adventure, they like to stay indoor. As a matter of fact, when they are locked up within their little world, they don't want anybody to get involved. It can be very frustrating and lonely, really. And you see, oftentimes, many of these cases I've found in 25 years of practice usually happens as a result of what you call the opposite attract concept. Right, so you have this person who is a chatterbox all over the place, and suddenly there's a software playing in his head that says that, hey, marry your opposite. So they believe that what they need is someone who is quiet, so that at least they can balance them out. And so what they don't know is that opposite beings eventually repel, opposite things attract. That factor that you really, really wanted, which is the quieter side of you, instead of applying self-control or finding out, how to balance out, how to maximize the strength you have, what many people begin to look for is another human being to come and be responsible for what they have the power to control. And so they bring in this person, and after a while, they realize that what gets them excited never excites the person. What they want to go out, the person wants to stay back home, and at the end of the day, the family feels, they feel very stretched and very tired. And in some cases, what goes on is that they go out of their way and go meet other people. Now, the other person who is silent on the other end is wondering, why is this person all over the place? Why can't you stay in one place? All right, because at that point, kind is what both of them are looking for, but they have gone to marry opposites. Now, some people are already in this kind of relationship, and I tell singles, if you can avoid it, marry your kind, because your kind is what becomes a kindred. Now, if you're already in this, there is what you need to do. The first thing I need you to understand is that your spouse is not bad. Your spouse is just acting to type. That's who they are. Now, one of the most frustrating things for people in that kind of relationship is, when you're asking a question and then this other person who is quiet expects you to observe their body language. One of the things I told my wife when we got married is the fact that, see, we are both adult. Whatever you don't want, let me know. Whatever I don't want, I'll let you know. I am not for, oh, when you say yes, you mean no, or I want to go out and you don't want me to go, and I have to observe your body language or whatever. We are too busy for that kind of situation. And so please help our relationship. And let me help our relationship by being very open and being very honest about everything. And that has helped us over the last 19 years thereabout. So it becomes very important for you, or tough for the person who is expressive to be married to the person who is very silent. And so someone is going crazy. I know some of you watching me on YouTube or watching me on Instagram. By the way, my Instagram audience, I love you guys. Thank you very much. I know that someone is going through this exact problem, or you have a family member or you have a friend who is going through this. Please, if you have them, make sure that this video gets to them. This video is going to be permanently on my YouTube. And so you can get on my YouTube, Praise Forward Live, and subscribe, and then share this with them. All right. And so, what do they need to do in this situation? Well, I'm going to give you 5 tips, like I usually do, strategic tips that can help you. Number one, don't force speech, create safety. That's the first thing, because you see, silence can be a wall or a doorway. You must learn to decode it. And so many a time, what some of us do is to go in there to try to wage war. No, you don't wage war, because you don't change people on your terms, you change them on their terms. What it means is you apply the platinum rule. Platinum rule says treat people the way they want to be treated, not the way you want to be treated. And so it then means that you need to stoop to conquer, or you deploy what we call understanding, which is basically standing under. And so this person does not like to talk, and you want to talk, and you feel you want to go fight them, force them to have conversation with you. That is not the way to go. You need to read the room, understand your partner, and then join them in a place and create rapport for you to get the best out of them. And so don't force them to talk. You want to create safety by, knocking on their door. Is there something I can do to help? Do you need a glass of water? And if they're saying no, I don't need anything, don't blame yourself or feel there was something you did wrong that is making them get into that silent mode. Sometimes there is what they are dealing with that they can't fully express, especially if it's a man that is giving you the silent treatment. And so you want to go into their den, which is where what we call it, and hold their hand and create an ideal enabling environment where they can own up, because some of them actually, they are too hard on themselves. They judge themselves unfairly. And so if you understand the brand of car model of personality type that I created years ago, the two personalities that fall into this category are the dependable truck and the systematic Ford. The dependable truck is the diplomacy personality that is introverted. Systematic Ford is the standards and perfectionism personality. Both of them have the same tendencies. And so you want to let them know that you're there to serve them, you're there to listen to them, and you would really, really love to help. Now, if you create safety, because when people feel like failure, they are not looking for someone that can judge them. And that's why, if you remember, I told you that your spouse needs a cheerleader when they're doing well, but they need a nurse when they've messed up. Someone who can nurse them to life, not someone who reminds them of what they've done or who tries to judge them. Love does not keep a record of wrongs. And number two, you want to ask curious questions. Ask curiosity question. What the means is, right, you want to take their mind away. Hey, sweetheart, what would you like to eat? Is there anything I can do to assist? Is there anything bothering you that I need to know about? I was just wondering, how can I be a better wife to you? Or how can I be a better husband to you? Is there any movie you love? Or is there any book you want to read and I can read it to you? You want to ask curious questions, because oftentimes we say it in coaching that the answer is often in the question. And so if you are becoming an expert at trying to fact find instead of trying to judge, many of us are not fact finding in our conversation or communication clues. We are accusatory. Why are you always quiet? Why? No, that's not a curious question. Number three, initiate low stakes bonding. Initiate low stake bonding. If they're lying down, you can go lie down beside them. And also, there's something we call modeling and mirroring. We use that when we go for grief therapy, right? What it means is you are matching and whatever they're doing, and you're mirroring what they're doing. If they shake their head like this, you put your head like that. If they put their hands, claps their hand like this, you claps your hand. If they put their hands around their body, if they shift, you shift. You are just matching that, right? And so you want to initiate low stake bonding. What that could mean is that you can bring in fruits and say, oh, would you like to have this? Or if there's water, you would like to have water. Whatever it is, would you like to go on a walk? Maybe quiet walk, silent walk. You don't have to say anything. We can go together. So that's a low stake bonding, not something serious. It's not a time to say, let's go see a movie at a cinema. Well, that might be an option. Or if there is anything they love, maybe they have a favorite sport, you can say, okay, sweetheart, why don't I drive you to this favorite spot and let's go buy shawarma or whatever it is they like, right? So initiate low stake bonding. Number four, avoid shaming or pressurizing them. They don't do too well when you pressurize them. Sometimes we always think that when we give people ultimatum, they bounce back faster. No, not everyone. Some people, ultimatum kills them further. So if you say, I give you 24 hours in which you get out of this, your useless mode, and you assume that some of them can actually commit suicide. And so you need to understand what you're dealing with. And so avoid shaming or pressuring them. Sometimes it takes them a long time. And so you need to also observe their progress. I know couples that it takes them 5 days to get out of that mode. For some people, it's 3 days. For some people, it's 2 days. Now, it's not also impossible that your spouse may be going through some borderline depression that you are not even aware of. And so I say parents all the time, their child's grade is dropping. And then instead of trying to fact find to know what is going on, what they try to do is they gaslight a child, they withdraw privileges, but the grades are not improving. And so they begin to shout, begin to scream, begin to blackmail the child. That is not how to do this thing. You need to do a root cause analysis to figure out what is going on and the best way to get things sorted. Remember, in the strategy pillars, we say, what do you want? Then what is the internal capacity and what is the operating environment? It's become very, very important for you to understand this when you are dealing with, a spouse who is silent. Now, one of the things you need to understand is that you also need to self-nurture, because you cannot afford to get to that mode where their moods now begin to control you. The fact that they want to be lonely or want to be alone does not stop you from going to watch your movie, from dancing, right? Because you need that to nurture you. What many of us do is that we literally stop living a life and start living their lives. That's not also going to all go well for you, because they're going to plunge you into that mode if care is not taken. So you are happy by yourself, but then you also have respect for their boundaries. At the point in time, now, if they now feel they want to have conversation to say, oh, is there a party? Say, well, it's part of your daily exercise, daily routine, to throw a party because it lightens your mood. Now, when you say that, they might want to join because you are talking about yourself, but you have also communicated something to them. Sometimes you can be talking to yourself while preaching a message to someone listening to you, right? And so you need to figure out the best strategy that can help you win. Number 5, let silence be holy ground, not a battlefield. All right. And so the meaning you attach to what is happening becomes very critical at this stage. We always say in neuro-linguistic programming presupposition that nothing means anything except the meaning you attach to it. There is nothing that has one meaning. You can always find like 3, 4, 5, 6 meaning, and then you find a meaning that resonates with what you want. And so if you keep thinking they are wicked, they are quiet, they are this, you are going to be agitated, you're going to feel sad, and it will feel like as if you made a mistake with the spouse that you chose. But then if you give them, if you create a meaning that says, oh, my spouse maybe is on a retreat, or my spouse just want to be on the holy ground, you can call it holy ground moment. If that's the way you say it, when the high priest goes to the holies of holies, for those of you who are Christians, you will know what I'm talking about. When it goes to the holies of holies, they put a rope around his leg because they don't trust that he's going to come out alive. And so, so if you take it that way, that is on the mountain, then you are able to absorb it and you don't now get upset about what is going on. It's not a battlefield, it's on the holy ground. And so you allow them to be while you are enjoying your life. Because at the end of the day, we need to balance this so that, you don't run into trouble or you don't fall into the wrong end. Now, if you are listening to me and you are the silent one, you have to understand that you got married to someone and you're not about yourself any longer. And so you cannot make that a perpetual behavior and convince yourself that people need to accept you, right? The fact that someone has accepted you, it's not enough for you to say you're going to remain that way. You've got to learn to change. You've got to learn to move. You've got to learn to transform your reality. If you notice that your spouse is the outgoing one, you want to ask them, how can I be like you? What can I learn? Okay, let me join you. We'll do choreography, right? You will make mistakes, but you need to learn to laugh at yourself. Because see, none of us is going to come out of this life alive, and you only have one life to live. So why would you want to live 24 hours being moody, being in a silent mode, and where the people around you cannot enjoy you? If your wife is not enjoying you, how does your child enjoy you? How do you be in the same house with your child and they can have access to you because you're perpetually on that holy ground? So some of you might need to get help. If there are things you're processing that you want us to process with you, you want to reach out to me. One of the things I am learning and which I am teaching is the fact that wherever you are in America, in Canada, in Japan, your marriage is worth fighting for, and your life must not be part of the statistics of those that say their marriage is going to go through a divorce or something like that. No, we are all we have, and we're here to deploy our award-winning family system engineering programming to help your family work. You only need to reach out. So if you want to work with me, you can use the scan code and help us support you. Let us support you to build an intelligent family. Or you can get on my Calendly, on my bio on Instagram, and then book a session. Or you want to get the family combo, which is a self-paced that has 2 books and has 3 courses that can help you build an incredible family within 90 days. A lot of our clients are sharing massive testimonies, and we're really, really proud of what they're experiencing. See, when you were born, nobody taught you how to raise a family. Nobody taught you how to raise a child, right? And so you cannot subject your own children to try and error the way they subjected you to try and error. You've got to get it right, and that's what we are doing. And so I want to welcome you to become a part of our community by getting the family combo or by working with me, and your life is never going to remain the same. Now, on Sunday, this particular Sunday, at 5 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to be having a town hall meeting, the future of the African child in the diaspora. You don't want to miss that for anything. If you're interested, you can just send me a DM or send me a mail and ask for details. We'll give you the details and you can register and you can join, right? It's something we all need to come together. You need to figure out how to secure your child. You need to figure out how to support your children, and you need to figure out how you can build an effective system that stands the test of time. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Thank you for those of you on Instagram. Thank you for those of you in Africa who stay awake to join the session. And thank you. You can watch a replay on YouTube. Go on Praise Forward Live and click subscribe. Thank you very much and have a fantastic day. Your marriage will work, your life will work, and you deserve to be happy. Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.